Hello, I'm amirdynast.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I going to go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
Till next time, amirdynast. I'm out.
Wage, gentlemen, we have a lot to get through tonight. We've made that clear at the top of the hour. So let's get as many questions as we can in, because Georgia voters want to know where you stand on these issues. They have to make a decision. Let them know tonight. Buck?
Thank you, Tina. Now, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, 14% of Georgians live in poverty. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, a number that has not increased since 2009. Let's do this by a simple showing of hands. Raise your hand if you support a federal minimum wage. Okay, Mr. Walker, you did not raise your hand. So I'd like to ask you, first of all, why not? And what would you do to help struggling Georgians?
Well, when you say a federal, I think right now, and he said that I want the federal government. No, he wants the federal government to run your life. Right now, I think you have to work with different corporations and see just where they can pay. There are some companies right now, and he should know this, after getting the All-Star game moved out of Atlanta, they destroyed a lot of small businesses. So those small businesses couldn't pay $15, $20 an hour.
Again, the reason why the All-Star game was not here in Atlanta was because Stacey Abrams was pushing this voter suppression lie. Again, the reason why the All-Star game was not here in Atlanta is because Stacey Abrams for the last 4 or 5 years has been pushing this so-called voter suppression lie. Okay? There's no voter suppression. All right, if you got to wait in line because you didn't go early vote, then you're just going to have to wait in line. All right? Yes, you got to get an ID to vote. Okay, if you didn't vote for 7 years, okay, again, if you didn't vote for 7 years, which made your, I guess, registration inactive, if they sent you a letter in the mail saying, hey, do you want to keep your registration active? Check this box, and you have 30 days to mail it back into us. That's not systematic oppression, suppression, or racism. So again, Stacey Abrams sold this lie that there's voter suppression when there's not, which costs us the All-Star game. When it comes to minimum wage jobs are meant for kids in high school, in college, who are working for extra change, not for adults. Again, not for adults. Again, if you're a kid and you want some pocket change to spend and you need a job for after school, then yeah, I get the whole minimum wage. But again, it's not for grown ass adults. Federal minimum wage. It's not. Sorry about that. It's not. And then for people who are like, well, you know, it's not right as far as the voter registration, or how they could just take you off the voter roll or whatever if you don't turn in the proper form to keep it active, keep your voter registration active. With your driver's license, your driver license expires after a certain period of time, and you got to go renew it. Your passport expires after a certain amount of time, and you got to, guess what? You got to go and renew it. It's just we want to use so-called, oh my goodness. Like, we just want to use racism. We want to blame racism for every little thing. And what it does a disservice. It minimizes the work that our ancestors had to put in to get us to where we're at. I'm just saying. All right, let's continue.
So they have to pay what they're capable of paying. So to mandate a federal fee that they have to pay hourly wage, no, I couldn't approve that.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Senator Warnock, you did not raise your hand, so why not? And what would you do to help struggling Georgians?
I believe in the dignity of work, and I believe in the dignity of workers. I watch my.
Hold on, here we go. Let me read this. Wages have not increased in America for 50 years, but the CEOs keep getting salary and bonus raises. Well, guess what? Become a CEO. That's how you solve that problem. Become a CEO. When I wasn't happy at my job, my previous job at Centos, and I felt like I wasn't getting paid enough and not getting a high enough raise each year, I left and I became a CEO. And guys, it's not easy. There's a reason why CEOs get bonuses and raises. I couldn't, think about having to be responsible for hundreds and thousands of people, hundreds and thousands of different personalities. It's not easy. So yeah, become a CEO. Yeah, leadership of companies is not easy. Trust me. Yeah, the CEOs negotiate their salary, do the same. There you go. When you go into a job interview, if they say, "Listen, we're gonna offer you $60,000," say, "You know what? I'm worth more than that. Give me 70. Take it or leave it." If they can't do that, you walk out the door. Again, if you can't do it, you walk out the door. If they can't do it, you walk out the door. You go into your employer, they offer you $20 an hour. You say, "No, I'm worth 30. If they can't do it, you walk out the door. Problem solved. Oh, no, I agree. But Bo Jackson was better. Bo Jackson was better. But Herschel was still a beast, but Bo Jackson was better. That's what it is.
My dad worked really hard to take care of his family. And I've seen what we call essential workers. These folks are on the front line, stand up for us in the midst of the pandemic. We call them essential workers. They deserve an essential wage and essential benefits. In other words, workers deserve to participate in the prosperity that they are creating for others. And so I've been a part of this conversation around the minimum wage. I think people need a livable wage. And some of that is being addressed right now in this strong labor market. So I'm willing to work with folks in the corporate community as well as the labor community to figure out how we get to a good place. But there's no question people deserve to participate in the prosperity that they're creating for others.
Guys, I'm gonna give you listen, let me tell you what's going on in America, okay? I'm sorry. The cost of everything is going up. Again, the cost of everything is going up. What I was making when I was at my previous corporate job, okay, I probably would not be in position to buy a home in the neighborhood that I'm in right now, because the prices of houses have appreciated a whole lot. Unless I had a huge down payment. So what people will have to understand, even if they raise minimum wage to $20 an hour, that's not going to be enough in the majority of cities here in America, period. I'm sorry. It's what it is. Again, even if they raise minimum wage to $20 an hour, the majority of cities here in America, that's not going to be enough. The prices of everything is going up. Somebody said you need 30 plus overtime to survive. I'm telling you, the price of everything is going up. What's the solution for costs going up? Like I've been saying, Mufasa, people are going to have to look for opportunities outside of America. I'm sorry. No, that's the reality. I mean, you guys want me to sugarcoat everything? I'll bring you on after after I get done, Brandon. Do you guys want me to sugarcoat everything? You want me to lie to you? The reality is either, here you go, you get into tech or get into a field that pays higher wages, or you're going to have to look for opportunities outside of America. You're going to have to look for opportunities to own outside of America. That's why I'm always pushing, look into Africa, look into Panama, look into Mexico. You're going to be forced to. That's just the reality of it. I'm sorry. And I'll be honest, neither Herschel Walker or Raphael Warnock is going to be able to do anything to stop that. That's just the reality. But Mufasa, not as much as some parts of the world. We can tell you America, yeah, absolutely. But some parts of the world is still relatively affordable. You can't compare the cost of living in Belize or in Mexico or in Panama or even Nigeria, South Africa, Tanzania, Thailand, Bali. You cannot compare the cost of living there to America. It's much, much, much lower. It's much, much, much lower. That's a fact. And that's what I'm just trying to tell you. But like Brandon said, y'all want me to lie to y'all. Dynast, what's the solution? The solution is you better get into a higher paying field, or you're going to have to look for opportunities outside of America. That's what it is. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? You can work remotely. I mean, there's so many remote jobs now. Hell, I need to look for, I'm gonna look for a remote job. Why not? Work from home, travel and work and get paid. Why not? But the normal 9 to 5 mindset, you're not gonna make it here in America anymore. I'm sorry. That normal 9 to 5 makes $60,000 a year here in America. It's not gonna happen for a lot of us, the majority of us. Like I said, back in the day here in Atlanta, you could get cheap real estate, a nice home, $80,000. 2022, you can forget it. And that's just the reality.
They deserve a livable wage, and they deserve benefits.
Thank you, Senator Warnock. We're going to move to our next topic. Tina?
And that topic is crime and violence. In June, Congress passed the first bipartisan legislation to combat gun violence in 30 years. According to a Pew Research poll released in July,